is cutting wheat out here in the field, and it gets mighty hot. This wheat was planted in the fall, last October, and it grew up and it stayed under the snow all winter long. And it came up this spring, and it's ready to harvest now in July. And you can see it looks like this up close, and the heads are right here, and we're going to tie this up into sheaves and stack it here in the field for a few days to dry. The sheaves are laying out here, and we haven't gotten them tied yet, but we'll stack them here in the field in shocks, they're called, piles, and we'll put a hat on them so if it does rain it'll come down off the side and not harm the wheat. Then after we're sure they're dry, they really aren't dry now, they still are a little mushy in the grain, and so we'll stack them out here and let them dry, and then we'll take them in the barn. We take a string around. In the old days, they tied it with a straw, but I'll use a string and put a string around it, and then this will be ready to go into the barn after we let them dry out here for a while. And in the barn, because they were doing a lot more than this is one small field, but they put them up overhead in the center section of the barn so they dry, and then they were ready to flail. And they'll do that process in the barn of showing how this is flailed and the seed is knocked out of the head. And I can take a couple heads here and break them like this. And the seeds fall out, but they aren't quite dry yet. It'll take a lot longer to dry. Now we knock them out. This part is called straw, and we use that for bedding the animals. And what's left here is the wheat and the chaff. The chaff is very light and will blow out, and those are the wheat seeds. That's what we use for taking down to the mill to have ground for flour. And if I bite one in half, you can see the flour inside, that when it's ground you get flour and you get the bran, which is the chaff on the outside. When I do this, I always just like to throw it in my mouth and I chew it. It's getting pretty hard. I was holding off till we get it dry. But we're making good progress on this now.